lessons via Zoom, probably transitioning to Sunday premieres to Zoom through Zoom link. And it's okay. Learning to go with the flow when something's not working and you give it your best shot. So we're trying Zoom, and if it's a better experience, we'll stick with it. Is there any feedback you want to give? Totally up for it. I know it's nice to access those YouTube videos, throughout the week. Maybe if you can't make another practice. So I can look at uploading this to our website as well. I just need to play around with it a little bit and see what can work best. For this morning, or for today's class, whenever you take it, grab yourself just a blanket you have at your house, a pillow you have at your house, blocks. Always set up your space. We never know where our poses might go, so giving yourself the setup for what might come. And I actually notice I'm missing my blocks and my strap, so I will grab them as well. But I want to show you a nice little trick for our blankets. And it's a little cooler out today. And too, sometimes just like that comfort of a blanket feels like a little hug. So today's class is more about rest and ease. And having this blanket to say once we go into Shavasana or any pose that you're like, gosh, I just want a little extra cover, that little hug that a blanket to me gives. You might feel it as well. So a nice little trick to help bring ease instead of getting up off the mat, going and getting it, trying to fluff it out, because normally they get in a mess. That's all right. So I'm kind of standing the blanket, just like a little fold. You let it set down, and then we do an accordion type fold, and you just slowly swing it forward and back. I'll do that from another angle so that you can see how that happens. I realize that is not a great angle. So yeah, let the blanket sit, hit the floor, and then you create an accordion shape. Just taking that blanket back and forth, getting it to land. And then to me, the key is that top piece meeting up at the top of your mat. So that way, or at the top, right, so you can pull. And then that accordion, when you're here, you just grab it and you can slide it on you that easily. All right, I'll set that up one more time. And in the meantime, right, if you notice any blocks you need or props you might need, go ahead and grab them. This is the opportunity to do that. Blocks, strap, pillows, blankets. And then once you have what you need, come into Shavasana. And I always like to set my props in close proximity within reaching distance. So we don't have to come out of the flow of our practice. We can just grab what we need. We're that close. Okay. So yeah, Shavasana. I'm going to use a pillow. I'll start class laying on our backs. Legs out, arms out. Nice cleansing breath. To help the body relax and to soften down. Definitely observe how you feel as you make your way into deep rest. It might be you want to walk the shoulders under. I feel some tightness there. And for me, my low back, I want a little more support. So I'm going to bring my feet up, lift my hips up, tailbone towards my feet. Let my hip bones step back down, and now straighten my feet. And taking any movement that helps you relax at the first part of this pose. I like to get the little, like the wiggles out. Nice deep inhale. Open outside out, doing your best to rest. And each of us have our own version of what rest looks like. So that's why I say, right, do your best. You are doing your best. And it might be with your eyes open. Learning, observing what you need, and plugging into that. Letting your muscles start to unwind from our head, right, our face, softening your eyes, your eyelids, and the muscles in and around your jaw, unwinding and relaxing. And allowing your neck to soften, unwinding the muscles down towards the shoulders, and letting go, letting your arms rest by your side. Picturing, you know how you braid hair and then you unwind it? So like visualize the muscles because they get tight, kind of bunched up through our normal daily activities. And so as you say, I would picture the muscles unwinding, letting go, like the braid coming undone, being free. And all the way down to the fingers. And taking yourself, your mind back to your shoulders, feeling the connection of the floor underneath the shoulder blades. And on each exhale, unwinding through your back, letting the muscles relax and soften. Now even unwinding from the right shoulder to the right hip, focus on that right side. And now focus on the left side. Sighing out, letting go, releasing. And your awareness into your low back. Low back resting down, dropping down to the support of your mat. In your mind's eye, travel to the center of your sternum. See your sternum. And then a nice deep inhale. As you let go, unravel all the way down towards your belly button, towards your abdomen. And then do that one more time. Whole front body filling up with breath. Open outside out. And taking that relaxation From there, we're going to start at the top of the hips. And relaxation down from the hips along the quads towards your knees. Unwinding. And from your knees down your shins towards your ankles. Now we'll travel along the back of our legs to the hip bones, connected, hips supported. You're going to unwind through your hamstrings towards the back of your knees. And from the back of your knees, down along your calves towards your ankles. And then from your ankles, along the tops of your feet, to the tips of your toes, each toe unwinding. And that last part, the soles of your feet softening. And take a nice deep inhale. And with ease, sigh out, let go, rest down. Okay, bring your hands to heart center, interlace your fingers. Then your palms are going to press up towards the ceiling, toes pointing forward. You take a breath in, reach and stretch. And then open up your hands. Good work. Okay, come up to seated. And we are going to transition into child's pose. So maybe you have your blanket available. Do you need it for under your knees for that extra cushion? Use it. Never be afraid to utilize your props. There's a reason we grab them all, at least for me. I'm gonna grab all of my props. I never know how I'm gonna feel in the pose. Yeah, you're ready. Full child's pose. Let's staying with that theme of rest and ease. So yeah, in your child's pose, invite in that unwinding of your muscles. And as my mind starts to wander, I'm going to press my hands, my arms down into the mat to bring myself back to my mat. And you can use this technique with any body part, even the feet or the shins. Just coming back to the present moment, and all that's happening is you're on your mat and then child's pose. There's nothing else to do. Be in the pose and be with yourself and with your breath. Just observing the quality of your breath, observing the sensations that come up as you're in the pose. It's our bodies talking to us, sending us signals of how we're doing, really, because there's no distractions. We're just creating that channel of communication. And, I say this a lot, and I really believe it. Don't give the signals any meaning. Just observe. And then take a moment of gratitude of saying, thank you for telling me or sending a signal of how you're feeling. A one-on-one conversation with yourself. It's through this that I learned about my food intolerances and food allergies. Observing how I felt, slowing down, like after I eat a meal. And like something was off, and I couldn't figure it out. My body was telling me, and I wasn't listening. And so I really, really believe in this work. Yeah, your body might be saying, I need more support. So like listening, if that's the case, right, you could come up and out of the pose a little bit, curling your toes under if your ankles need a break. It's not about muscling through and staying in something that's really uncomfortable. Observing, listening, and giving yourself a tool to enhance your pose. Hopefully you can hear me. I just realized I'm talking to the floor. My voice isn't up and out. We have a few more breaths here. And then we'll make our way to tabletop. We're spending about 5 minutes per pose. Tabletop's a transition pose. Oh, getting your knees to stack underneath the hips. And I like to take the hands wider. There's the wrists in the same parallel line as the shoulders. Not they don't have to be directly under. Okay, inhale, looking up, tumble up for cow. Exhale, cat. Let your hands press down as you press the shoulders up and pull your chin in. Breath in is cow. Breath out is cat. Tailbone tucks. Pit of the belly in. Really slowing down your cat cows. Maybe it's like a couple breaths for each one, actually. Linger in your cat once you get there. And come onto your fingertips, chin pulling in towards your chest. You're going to walk your hands over to the left. Pit of the belly in. And walk your hands over to the right. Chin in, pit of the belly in. Then come back to center. Nice work. If you want a downward facing dog, go ahead and take it now. Alternate bending your knees. Oh, our next pose, though, is legs up the wall. So, a blanket for underneath your back or your block. It depends on how much support. If you really need more of a softening today, to enhance that idea of rest and ease, I suggest a blanket. Yeah, you can do it on the wall or you can do it from your mat. Getting the hips above the heart here. And then to help get the hips nice and even, if you're using the wall, I like to press my feet into the wall, lift my hips up, and then let both the right and the left hip connect at the same time. Maybe you take a couple times to get there. Once you've landed in a pose, add in those cleansing breaths. And through the nose, taking twice as long to sigh it out. Filling up fresh oxygen. Slow breath out. Pressing those last 2 seconds of breath out. And really good work. This is a great pose for the circulatory system with gravity taking over the blood. It's coming down easier. To, kindness to our heart. And really like rest and ease for your feet. Um, Giving them a break after all of the work they do carrying us throughout our day. I like to stretch my toes wide. It gives my feet that nice stretch through the sole of each foot. Hold your toes out. Notice the sensations and then soften the toes. Wiggle them. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of work in the feet. We're going to pull, like, let's do, like, we're going to pull 3 Kleenexes out. So what happens, you're going to grip your toes like you're trying to grab a Kleenex with them. And then you pull the Kleenex out of the box, pulling your toes towards the floor. And then let's grab another one. Our second Kleenex, pulling back. And final one, let your toes grip and grab and pull back. Oh, and then relax. Rotate out your ankles. Just a couple stretches before we settle back into stillness. And when you're ready, full rest. Slowly let your feet come down. Making your way off your props. Nice work. Okay. Your final pose of class, which, I mean, I want you to guys have an option if there's a pose you're craving. I'm gonna do a reverse shavasana. I'm gonna lay on my belly. And I'm gonna place, so I mean, try this. If you like it, you can stay with it, but if not, you just flip over onto your back for traditional Shavasana. But I'm gonna place my blanket here underneath the front of the hip bones. So like under the bones for a little bit of lift. And I want to give my belly like some space this morning. So that's why I'm lifting the hip bones up and the top of the blanket at the top of the hip bones so that the belly has room to drop. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. And then your head rests down. And if you have a blanket or a pillow for underneath the sternum to help lift up as well to give your belly some extra space. Hands, you can rest your head on your hands. Option or your block even. And play a little bit. Do your best to settle into the pose to add your support so that you can. And you can play with it. You might try something on, you're like, I don't like it. And you shift. And press a body part down into the floor. You're going to take a deeper breath in. to seated. I'll give you guys time to get there. No rush. Hands to heart center. Thumb knuckles up to your forehead. Namaste. Rest and ease. May you feel more rested. You can give yourself a little hug here for that work of staying in stillness, of encouraging yourself to breathe through the poses and staying. All right, until next time. See y'all later.